telling you can't be selfish, because I seen you at the All-Star game before and you wanted to score and not pass the ball.
This guy said, did she really say you can't be selfish when she takes 30 shots and misses 27 of them instead of passing to her teammate?
Angel Reese just had a Super Bowl moment straight out of a sitcom. She called out another player for being a ball hog. Yes, Angel Reese, the same one who never met a shot she didn't like. The irony? Almost as bold as her shot selection.
The NFL put this out last night. LSU legends Angel Reese, Jaden Daniels. Do not clump in Jaden with that bum. Angel, only a legend in her own mind. A lot of people roasted the legend part. Legend and Angel Reese should never be in the same sentence. Reese wishes she was a legend like Caitlin Clark. Laugh out loud.
It's the same story on loop. Missed layups, stat padding by rebounding her own bricks, and celebrating double-doubles like they weren't self-inflicted. Meanwhile, the team plays smoother the second she's off the floor. But instead of locking in and sharpening her game, she's too busy chasing the spotlight like it's a signing bonus.
Angel showed up with her business out. You can see the business is just everywhere. Chesticles bouncing all over the place. She's not any good at basketball, so she has to show some skin to stay relevant.
While her teammates are putting in work, Angel Reese is front and center at the Super Bowl, soaking up the spotlight like she's the star of a reality show. But here's the plot twist. It backfired. Even her own fans couldn't defend her this time, calling her out for chasing clout instead of improving her game.
Unrivaled had games yesterday. This is their season. They got games tomorrow. Angel Reese, of course, as you can expect, would be in the basketball court, deep in the lab, really putting in work. Except she was.
While Angel Reese turned the Super Bowl into her personal runway, Caitlin Clark stayed locked in on what really matters. Basketball. Clark doesn't need flashy outfits or viral stunts to stay relevant. Her game speaks for itself. While Reese made headlines for all the wrong reasons, Clark was in the gym, inspiring the next generation and proving why she's on another level. Instead of chasing clout, she stayed back to train and personally welcome her new Indiana Fever teammate, DeWanna Bonner. That's the difference.
We know Caitlin Clark is down in New Orleans as well, taking care of business, bruh. She's doing her Gatorade thing. She got a Nike commercial about to drop. She's doing drills. She's not on the red carpet half naked. I'm telling you, bruh, Caitlin Clark definitely looked like she's taking care of everything she needed to get done to go back to Indiana and finish getting ready for the 2025 season.
Let's talk real impact. The numbers don't lie. While Angel Reese strutted at the Super Bowl like the main event, Caitlin Clark's jersey, retirement, just a ceremony, drew an astonishing 1.1 million viewers. And she didn't even have to step on the court. Meanwhile, Reese's actual games can barely crack 100,000 viewers on a good day. That's the difference between hype and undeniable star power.
Caitlin Clark being in the building, 1.1 million average viewers.
Angel Reese failed to break 100,000 viewers. Now tell me again how everybody's tuning in for you.
The difference couldn't be clearer. Caitlin Clark is laser focused on greatness, while Angel Reese is more about chasing attention. Her Super Bowl stunt was the perfect snapshot of why she'll never reach Clark's level. She had the nerve to call out another player for not passing, yet she's one of the biggest ball hogs in women's basketball. That's like LeBron James. Complaining about flopping? Make it make sense.
I see you miss layups just like they do and everything, but forget them. I mean, I miss layups too. So, I mean,
everybody miss layups, but they can't get mad if I get the rebound, box me out.
Yeah.
You're like 6'4". Is there a reason you cannot hit a damn layup?
Don't be mad because your fade didn't box her out. That's what I say.
Reese has turned forcing bad shots, ignoring teammates, and missing layups into a routine. Yet somehow, she still has the nerve to throw shade at others. The delusion? Award-worthy if there was a category for it. But let's get real about what's happening in the Unrivaled League, where Reese was meant to shine as a true star. Spoiler alert, the stats don't back up the hype.
Yes, it is unrivaled. It is also unwatched. Look, let's be honest, we can sugarcoat it all you want, but if you don't have Caitlin Clark playing women's basketball, or if you're not the NCAA tournament playing women's basketball, you got nothing. Zero zip, nothing. Angel Reese may be playing in the league, but who wants to see a goofy 6'6" woman miss layups? Not I.
Angel Reese's game is unraveling before our eyes. Every matchup feels like a blooper reel on loop. Missed layups, forced shots, and hollow stats. She'll take 5 attempts just to sink one, but her fans act like she's putting up dominant numbers. In reality, she's just padding her stats by grabbing her own misses. The harsh truth? Most people are tuning in just to watch the chaos unfold.
Is there anybody else in the WNBA or NBA that does this more than Reese? From tonight's game, third quarter, in 16 seconds, Reese took 4 shots, missed the first 3 shots, got an offensive rebound off her own 3 misses, and then finally made the 4th. But, quote, double-double, this looks just like Chicago Sky shit from last year.
Here's the harsh reality. Her team plays better when she's off the floor. That's not up for debate. It's a fact. The moment she hits the bench, the offense flows smoother, the defense sharpens, and the game looks more polished. If she were truly the star she claims to be, her absence would be a setback, not a boost. But the truth? The team thrives without her.
Angel Reese fans are celebrating another double-double. And I do understand a double-double from her and a win, missing your shot.
Now let's talk Caitlin Clark. She doesn't force shots. She doesn't chase stats. She just dominates effortlessly. And here's the kicker. Clark didn't even need to step on the court to overshadow Reese. While Reese was grabbing headlines for her Super Bowl antics, Clark was making waves from the sidelines. Her Nike commercial racked up millions of views, and she's breaking records without even breaking a sweat. Meanwhile, Reese is struggling to get people to care about her actual games. Clark's mere presence sets viewership records, while Reese has to stir up controversy just to stay relevant.
That's crazy. Just by her going to the game, it's the second most watched NCAA game. Like, that's crazy. That just shows how popular she is right now.
The one thing I would say about Caitlin Clark fans, they'll go anywhere she goes.
Let's state the obvious. One player is locked in on basketball, the other is locked in on fame. While Clark is in the gym, fine-tuning her game, Reese is chasing photo ops, complaining about WNBA salaries, and playing the victim whenever things don't go her way. The contrast couldn't be clearer.
Whatever she thinks she is or she's moving the needle, no. People are reaching for their remote when her games come on and clicking to something else. They're tuning out.
Reese's Super Bowl stunt was the perfect reflection of her priorities. More show, less substance. She chases the spotlight but falters when it matters, stacking up missed layups and excuses instead of victories. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark stays locked in, letting her game do the talking, inspiring millions, and proving why she's the true face of women's basketball.
What was crazy about this, the numbers were much better than NBA legend Kobe Bryant's jersey retirement ceremony on December 18, 2017 on Iowa versus USC February 3rd. Was also the second most watched game in NCAA history, just by her going to the game.
If Angel Reese was serious about improving, she'd be in the gym working on her finishing, not showing up at every major event like she's auditioning for a reality TV show. But here's the truth. She's not chasing greatness, she's chasing fame. And it's painfully obvious every time she steps on the court.
This is why Angel Reese's game is never going to get better, y'all. Her mom telling her this and her fans are the same exact way. Zero accountability, bro. Imagine this, y'all. You playing basketball in front of the whole world. People have been constantly criticizing your game and you messing up on the court. There's all this film and everything about what you need to do better and what you're messing up on. And your mom is just sitting here telling you, well, forget them. Just forget them, bro. Like, that's terrible advice.
While the Unrivaled League fights to make a mark, Angel Reese is busy skipping practice, launching a podcast, grumbling about her paycheck, and making the rounds. At every celebrity event, her priorities couldn't be clearer, and improving her game is nowhere on the list.
Like we see why Angel Reese is the way that she is. Man, look at how her mom is just talking to her, telling her just forget them, bro. But then y'all are so mad that the world doesn't like her and talk so much shit about her, bro.
Right.
And then she's like, oh, everybody misses layups. I'm so tired of this everybody misses layups thing. Yes, a whole bunch of basketball players miss layups, but people are not missing layups like Angel Reese, physically the worst finisher in the league. So that means you're last and at the bottom. So that means you're the worst and nobody is missing like you are. God, this is not rocket science. Angel Reese GPA holders, bro. This is not rocket science, man. This is amazing. Y'all just cannot keep it real with this girl, bro. That's why she looks like an Unrivaled.
Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark is the epitome of focus. No skipped practices, no clout chasing, just relentless dedication. Even at the Super Bowl, she stayed locked in, putting in drills and representing the game with class. That's the difference. One is crafting a legacy, while the other is curating. An Instagram reel.
Fair enough, like if Steph Curry showed up somewhere, there would be more posts about Caitlin Clark showing up there. There are levels to fame, and the level of fame Caitlin Clark is at might be up there with the highest levels there are.
Here's the twist. Reese's own fans are beginning to see the truth. It's just talk. She complains about being underpaid, yet she's not putting in the effort to earn more. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark is leading by example, staying focused, improving her game, and letting her actions on the court speak louder than any words.
We've got ESPN's ranks of WNBA players right now, and Caitlin Clark is really high. One could argue she's not high enough, but I think it's pretty surprising for a lot of these folks. I will tell you this straight up. Angel Reese ain't nowhere to be found in the top 10. She's not involved. You're not here. Sorry, but not sorry. You're not to be seen.
Meanwhile, Angel Reese barely cracked the top 15. For someone who talks such a big game, her ranking screams overhyped. And let's be honest, some might argue even that is generous. Hype can only carry you so far. Results are what truly matter. Reese's position on that list isn't a fluke. It's the inevitable outcome of someone more focused on TikTok fame than fine-tuning her game.
So, let's all get a laugh together here, because this is the list. And you see the list, right? Well, I don't see, correct me if I'm wrong, do you see Angel Reese on this list?
And the reaction to these rankings? Pure comedy. Reese's fans scrambling to downplay them like they don't matter, when we all know that if she had cracked the top 5, they'd be celebrating it like a championship. The double standard is real. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark doesn't even need to acknowledge the rankings. Her game speaks so loudly, she doesn't have to say a word.
A lot of people say that Caitlin Clark moves the needle. That is wrong. She is the needle. She dictates. We all know what she's done on the floor. It's history, right? But off the floor, my goodness.
Let's talk about Reese's WNBA team, the Chicago Sky. Because honestly, it's not looking good. Not a single marquee free agent signed with them. Not one. Zero. Zilch. Nada. Yet Reese keeps claiming players want to team up with her. Here's the reality check. The numbers say otherwise. While the Sky are stuck hoping for reinforcements that aren't coming, the Indiana Fever are stacking talent like they're building a championship-caliber squad. Natasha Howard, a proven champion, defensive anchor, and elite scorer, chose to join forces with Caitlin Clark. DeWanna Bonner, a 6'4" matchup nightmare, made her way to Indiana and immediately fired back at critics, setting the tone for the Fever's new culture. And Sophie Cunningham, a fierce competitor with energy, grit, and trash talk that's as sharp as her game. She could have gone anywhere, but she chose to play with Clark, not Reese. It's becoming painfully obvious. Real. Hoopers want to play with greatness, not hype. The Fever are becoming the must-watch team, while the Sky are hoping Reese's social media clout somehow translates into actual wins. But in the WNBA, clout doesn't build dynasties. Talent and leadership do. And right now, the best players are choosing Caitlin Clark over Angel Reese.
It's going to be Caitlin Clark flash show, Caitlin Clark flash show. So it's going to be phenomenal playing with a point guard, like you said, that have a good vision on the court, because that's like as soon as she gets the ball in her hand, she's throwing it up because she already see the person down the court before she even get the ball in her hand. So that's one thing I love about her vision on the court. I really can't wait to catch all those passes and give her all the assists that she needs.
And the Fever didn't stop there. Enter DeWanna Bonner, a 6'4" walking mismatch, elite scorer, and one of the WNBA's most battle-tested veterans. She's not just a dominant player. She's a proven winner, the kind of presence that shifts a team's entire trajectory. The moment she joined Indiana, she made it crystal clear where she stood, clapping back at Fever critics on Twitter and setting the tone for what's coming next. Meanwhile, in Chicago, crickets. No blockbuster signings, no game-changing additions. Just Angel Reese and her so-called star power, which, as it turns out, isn't exactly a magnet for top-tier talent. It's becoming painfully clear. While the Fever are stacking talent and positioning themselves as serious contenders, the Sky are stuck in limbo, hoping their social media buzz translates into actual wins. But in the WNBA, clout doesn't get you championships, talent and leadership do. And right now, the best players in the league are choosing a future with Caitlin Clark over an uncertain one with Reese.